Hi guys, we'll see if we're getting a few start to tune in here, but Coinbase have just added Bitcoin Cash support. And a lot of us were thinking this wasn't going to happen until January 1st. So guys, I'm going to open up. Hi guys, yeah, we've got plenty tuning in, cool. So guys, let's just head over to this article here. Coinbase have just tweeted buy, sell, send and receive Bitcoin Cash as well, which is important. So let's head over to this article. So we're excited to announce customers will now be able to buy, sell, send and receive Bitcoin Cash on Coinbase. You can send and receive immediately. So they do have those wallets ready to go, but you can't sell yet. So you can't buy and sell yet, and they're saying here buy and sells will be available when there's sufficient liquidity, so enough volume on GDAX, the institutional exchange, which we anticipate will only take a few hours. So a lot of people were expecting this on January 1st. So let's head over to the charts. Bitcoin Cash has gone in the past 3 days from $1,600 to $3,400 we've just touched. So guys, it's crypto, there's always a bit of a leaky ship. You know, we've seen a few FUD articles come out the past couple of days as well. You know, someone's here to try and pump this up a little bit, okay? So Bitcoin obviously had a very sharp pullback here. Let's zoom in a bit, all the way down to $14,000. It's a big candle, lots of buyers stepping in. We've seen this before. Now guys, what I've been saying for a while now is that I expect a lot of people are going to get Bitcoin Cash accredited to their account, and I think a lot of people are going to sell that, particularly if it's worth $3,000. Now you've got to remember, it's a 1-to-1 ratio for whatever you had in your account on August 1st. Now back here on August 1st, Bitcoin itself is only worth $4,000. So a lot of people did have Bitcoin back then and $4,000, and now they get a free $3,000 at the moment. So look, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But I'm certainly thinking that a lot of people, if you have a free few $1,000s show up in your account, particularly the people that love Bitcoin. There's a lot of people out there that are Bitcoin purists that don't look favorably upon Bitcoin Cash. They're going to sell it. That's just a fact. They're going to sell it and probably buy more Bitcoin. There's other people out there that will sell it and buy a bit more Ethereum and Litecoin. So I certainly think this is a little bit of a pump, and I'm expecting somewhat of a dump. So last time this happened, I did the video live and we shorted Bitcoin Cash live as that trade, and then we fell all the way back down to here. So let's see what happens. Can anyone let me know if they've actually had Bitcoin Cash credited to their account? Because I've got my Coinbase open here on my laptop, and my Bitcoin Cash wallet is showing 0, and I'm certain that I've got Bitcoin in my Coinbase account, guys. So can anyone let me know in the chat if you had Bitcoin on August 1st, if you've already been credited your Bitcoin Cash? Still saying, yeah, we've got my Bitcoin Cash. Okay, so maybe a few people have. I'm not sure. Maybe they're taking time just to credit it all. And yeah, we did think this was happening in January. So again, the markets often react more sharply to unexpected news. So if this was expected on January 1st and everyone has time to price it in, markets are less volatile. Whereas now we get hit with this as a bit of a surprise, and markets certainly react in a volatile fashion, as can be seen by a 20% drop in Bitcoin, which 20% drop in something that's got a $300 billion market cap, that's a lot of money moving these markets very quickly. So Coinbase operates on these principles that customers should benefit to the greatest extent from forks. You know, there's been a lot of other forks now that they haven't supported. They can't support them all, particularly when they're small. It's a lot of work, and the forks know that. So, you know, Super Bitcoin, Bitcoin Gold, they kind of know that it's going to be a lot of time before everyone can implement and allocate their coins. And if they keep a lot of them, that's actually very favorable. They make more money than doing an ICO, something that Jimmy Song and I spoke about in that interview a while back. So we'll abbreviate Bitcoin Cash, BCH, in our platform. So all the usual stuff here, guys, but a lot of people, this is late in the US, a lot of people are going to be waking up to this news around the world and seeing Bitcoin Cash when they log into their Coinbase. So that's the other thing. I think a lot of people forget all the other things that happen in the Bitcoin ecosystem. So think about every exchange around the world that has all their altcoins priced in Bitcoin. Okay, so until all that changes, Bitcoin is still Bitcoin, guys. So I know there's a lot of panic about Bitcoin Cash is going to overtake Bitcoin. You know, I'm open-minded. I'll always try and roll with the punches and take all available information, both sides of every argument. But at the moment, I don't think the Bitcoin Cash is overtaking Bitcoin anytime soon. Bitcoin has futures. Bitcoin is going to have an ETF. You know, every exchange around the world has their altcoins priced in Bitcoin, and people can't sell altcoins back into dollars to profit, or euros, or yen, or yuan. People have to go back into Bitcoin, and that's why all those things give it value, guys. So I hope that makes sense. So let's just have a closer look at this on the 15-minute here. Big dump, big volume. Let's check out the 15-minute for Bitcoin Cash. So big spike. Guys, I guess my other advice is if you got allocated that Bitcoin Cash, up to you if you want to try and sell it and then buy it back if it does have a pullback. You know, all those things that come into that question of whether you're a trader or a hodler. But if you get something, if you want to hold it for that 1-to-1 ratio, it's acting as an insurance policy in your portfolio. That's the way that I'm thinking about this. So in a few years' time, for whatever reason, we don't know what's going to happen. In a worst case scenario, if Bitcoin Cash was to overtake Bitcoin, you're holding both. It's an insurance portfolio for your portfolio. But as I said, I think there's so many things. Bitcoin has that first mover advantage, that store of value that everyone's loving about it now. The community, don't write off 10 years of the community behind Bitcoin. All that stuff definitely plays into what gives Bitcoin value. So Roger Ver and Coinbase making money on this. I'll just get out of my charts, guys, so hopefully that buffer's a little bit less now. It doesn't like it when I'm looking at my charts with all my brackets and everything on there. So I'm definitely wondering, we've got a question, who's behind this, who's making money? I think Brian Armstrong is one of the best people in crypto, so I don't think he's going behind anyone's back trying to help pump Bitcoin Cash, guys. But I certainly think that the miners that are out there to make money, they're definitely doing things behind people's back to try and push Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash can go back to Australian dollars on BTC markets. Yeah, so that's definitely something that can swing into Bitcoin Cash's favor if a site such as Bittrex, Poloniex, Binance, if all those exchanges start listing everything in Bitcoin Cash, that certainly gives Bitcoin Cash a bit more momentum. So guys, that's probably it for today. The markets have reacted pretty sharply. Let's see how they react for the rest of the day. I was going to do a video explaining whether or not to trade in Satoshis versus in dollar terms, and I might even go offline and restart that video if you guys like. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I will talk to you again shortly.